Presented from the Aishin Broadcast Studio at Babcock's Media.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Counterculture presented by Counterman magazine. Well, many transmission problems can be traced back to neglected filters and fluid. Understanding filtration helps CounterPros guide customers to a complete and reliable repair. So for more on this topic, we're pleased to welcome back Daniel Diaz, the Product Development Manager at MANN+HUMMEL. Daniel, thanks for joining us again.
Hello, Jeff. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Now, let's start here with transmission filtration often getting overlooked compared to engine filtration. So why is transmission fluid cleanliness so important to long system life?
So, Jeff, it's important to understand that transmission fluid is not just oil. It's the life of the system. And this system is probably the second most important system in your vehicle after the engine. So this fluid is in charge of transmitting power, reducing friction, and manage the heat on the system. So, and also you have to understand that there's no external contamination coming into the system. It's a self-contaminating system that just feeds itself from this wear and tear that we have. So the cleanliness of that fluid is critical because you have to maintain all those moving parts in place. So
now, when a customer is describing a problem that they're having to the CounterPro, are there warning signs in that description that should prompt that CounterPro to ask about the transmission filter and fluid condition?
So some of the times when the customer arrives to the shop and it says this is hesitating, or the shifts feel weird, or I'm feeling some weird behavior, we're probably on the border of a major problem. So the best move is always be proactive. So when you're trying or when you're selling your oil filter and your fuel filter, you must ask your customer, okay, how old or what's the mileage of your vehicle? So on most of the case, over 75,000 miles, we start needing those changes. So that's the point to start being proactive and offering, okay, do we need the transmission filter? And most of the people don't know that in this service. So it's really important to be proactive and prevent those, because again, when it hesitates or bumps gears, you're in the border.
Now, speaking of being proactive, what other components should a CounterPro recommend during a transmission filter repair job to support a complete repair? We're talking just beyond just the fluid and the filter.
So when doing a transmission filter job, it's really important to make sure first you have the right filter. So you may find that the different vehicles may have the same transmission but with different filters, right? And then you have to remember that sometimes you open the system to do the repair. So you need to check and change the seals, of course, gaskets, and you have magnets. Also, sometimes the fans are needed to be changed. So all those components are critical to do the job right and come back together.
Daniel, I'm sure you monitor the latest trends and happenings in terms of filtration and automotive components. What have you been seeing in terms of the transmission filter market?
It's a really interesting question because, with the rise of the EV vehicles nowadays, we see the trend that maybe not so many people know that, but we're seeing the transmission filter needs to be changed in those applications as well. So you need to change it regularly. Luckily, we have that offering in the range, so we're prepared to perform those changes and supply all the customers with that.
All right, Daniel Diaz, the Product Development Manager at MANN+HUMMEL. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.
And thank you for watching this latest episode of Counterculture. If you want to see more Counterculture episodes, you can always go to our YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching. We hope to see you next time.